Welcome to CoinBook. My name is Calvin Waite, and I'm a professional crypto trader. I really like getting feedback from you guys about the market, what you're trading, successes, failures. So I'm going to go ahead and start giving out a t-shirt every week now. What I'll do is I'll look at all comments from Thursday to Thursday, and then Friday select a random winner. Good morning, Bitcoin. Look at that breakout. I know that my chart's a little messy, but I'm looking at these trend lines here. We have this top channel and this bottom channel here, and we are popping above the channel. So this is pretty wild. We have an amazing day. We are up over $1,000, 7.5% gain on the day. And it's hard to say. Like this is very exciting. We definitely we might be getting a little ahead of ourselves. If we get up here too fast, we could have a pretty sudden correction. But hey, you know what? Make hay while the sun's shining. Nobody's gonna complain about this. This is our Bitcoin price today. On days like this, when Bitcoin is just breaking out so awesome, it's fun to sit back and just totally speculate about the price and where we may be going from here. So today, I took the liberty of doing exactly that. So what I did is I'm looking at the weekly chart on Bitstamp, and all I'm doing is I'm taking the all-time high back in 2013, and I've essentially copied all of the bars through the entire 4-year cycle all the way up to the new all-time high. And the bars are in black, so you can see them in the upper right hand corner here. And so they're in black, and the bar represents the entire top to bottom. So in other words, you can see how the bodies are much smaller, but you can see how the tail goes all the way down. And so here, this black bar represents the entire trade action during that entire period. So what I want to do today is just check, and I've lined them up perfectly. So the top of this black line is nearly 20,000. It's essentially our 20,000 top. So that way there's as little variation in the starting point as possible. So if we follow these trends down, we can kind of see how well we have done in the past. So we can see that we dropped a little faster earlier than we did before, and then did it again. But down here, in the 2013 cycle, it was a little bit higher. We had kind of gone up a little bit more, where this last time we definitely fell a little bit earlier. And so you follow this through, and we kind of lined up again. So what's interesting is where these sort of get out of sync and then they get back into sync. So here we went up, here we went down, but we sort of met back up in October again. The timeline made sense. And here where we dropped really hard, it took us a few more weeks before we dropped really hard again on the other side. So now the question is, here, what happens next? So this is in April, and April of 2019. So this is getting close to a year ago. And in the past, we were a little more level, where last summer we got really excited and overbought. But even then, we kind of came back and converged a little bit. So I left all my lines in to kind of see how that all kind of plays out. What I've been watching most recently is this channel here. So these two top lines are the ones that we're looking at. Well, so here we are. This is present day. So our historical trend has kind of been up and down. We've sort of cycled around these bars here, but as little as September, we were back in sync again. And in September, we broke open. So lately, we've risen faster than we had before, and in the past, we kind of had moved this way. So the question is will we stay in trend? Or at the very least, there's a little bit of confidence that these lines will at least cross again, right? So if we follow these trends up, we can see that even if we get a little bit excited during this period, we're likely to find a base and continue forward. I kind of felt like maybe we would touch back into the 12.5 land or something, which would kind of reconnect us down in here. But look how well this follows the price channel that we've created. It's kind of interesting. It's hard to say whether we can keep it. I mean, if we pop up to 20,000, we could, but I still feel like we will. It still needs time to develop that channel. And then this is when things got crazy. And why would prices just explode like this? Well, I'll tell you why. I'm going to zoom back out and pull us back here. Okay, so back before, when we had our initial all-time high, we had this giant correction and everything, and we finally started testing that all-time high. So when we tested it here, and then we kind of broke out above it for a couple of weeks and then got rejected, this is typical behavior. I am 100% expecting that we will do something similar to this, that we will hit 20,000 and do some kind of retracement. In this case, the retracement would have been, so if this was what will happen, it's going from 23,000 down to 15,000. So brace yourself. When we hit 20,000, we're gonna retrace pretty hard if we haven't already created that structure. That's why we need to come back and touch 12.5, because if we could touch 12.5, then our retracement could be 15,000 instead of, going to 20,000 and coming back down to like 15,000. So anyway, long story short, when we finally get to that all-time high and then have a retracement and then we retest it, the market is ready. So at this point, this is when we move. So now here's the speculation. So according to this, we're in May of 2021, but who knows what the timeline is. I don't, whether we're up and down or whatever, I still feel like we will intersect some of these. But here's our speculation. Once we break out, historically, Bitcoin did a 1.5 just right out of the gate. So do you think that if we break above 20,000 with support, will we 1.5? I absolutely think that's a possibility, because when prices are running and there's that much excitement and FOMO in the market, it is monopoly money. People go crazy. It's when people start selling their 401ks and selling their houses and buying everything they possibly can. And governments and corporations are going to be just as irrational. And so this is where things went in the past. So I had someone ask today, when would we break 100,000? According to this, we would break 100,000 October. This spike here could be, this could have been something that would move us to 100,000. So even August to September, if there's a lot of excitement, we might spike up and touch it and probably get rejected. And then we will go forward. So if we were to if we were to do exactly what we did last time and follow this, look where our all-time high could be. So if we were able to stay in a nice good channel and then break above, create support above the channel, and then it's just, once we start having weeks where they're just stacked up and spaced on top of each other, this price is a $340,000 Bitcoin. It's not unthinkable. There are plenty of people out there that are speculating numbers like this. And it's not to say that that's the true market cap. Market cap is just a multiple of the price times the quantity. So if we have a short-term run that spikes us up here, it's certainly possible. Whether there's legs here, that's probably not the case, which is why those giant bear markets exist. So after we get way too overextended, then we start coming back and finding whatever level of normalcy there is. But this is wild. Like, to think that we could be in these ranges is not too far. I really think a lot of people have in their mind that 100,000 is sort of our big target, but I think we may, when we get above 20 and 25 and we get above 50, I can see us spiking up to 100 and retracing pretty decent, but I can also see us continuing to climb and retesting that. And if we break above it, we could easily double 100,000. So anyway, kind of fun. On a day like this where we're seeing some beautiful, good prices, it's kind of fun to think about what could happen. So here's a zoomed out picture of the last 4-year cycle overlaid on this year's. So we are here versus here. So this is where we are right now. We're kind of back on track, and we'll see if it continues. Okay, it is time to separate the CoinBook trolls from the CoinBook fans. So, these are the magnificent t-shirts that we are giving away every Friday. These are individually packaged with love from your best friends, China. There's also this incredible option designed by yours truly, and we'll be giving away probably 1 or 2 of these every Friday to just a random comment on any of the videos over the past week. But, and I don't blame you, if you absolutely cannot live without one of these shirts, I am willing to part with them for $15 worth of your favorite crypto. Just reach out to me on social media and we'll get you guys hooked up.